You found it, the Wichita Wow podcast with your host, Ed Fox. We'll be talking to Wichitans about the things they love about their city and what they themselves are doing in their community. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Thanks for listening. G'day, viewers and listeners. It's Ed Fox back with another great episode of Wichita Wow, because Wichita is wow. I get asked all the time when I travel out of Wichita, like, Wichita, Kansas, nothing goes on there. Man, there is so much going on in Wichita. I had to do a podcast about it. And today I have a special guest, Erin, is it Manning? Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
So Erin Manning. Erin, and I'm going to just read through some of the bio points that we found. 15 years of experience in marketing fields. Market leader, currently serving as the marketing manager at Exploration Place. Skilled with digital marketing strategies and storytelling, so we're going to have some fun. Record-breaking numbers for the museum over the past 2 years. She was just recently honored as the 2023 Marketer of the Year through the Wichita American Marketing Association. 40 under 40 in 2017. Recognized in 2019 as a Woman in Business honoree, listed among women who lead marketing in 2020. Please help me welcome Erin Manning. I need an applause button. Yay! How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Good, thank you.
Thanks for being on the show. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, cool. So all your life you're growing up and you're like, I'm going to go into marketing.
No.
Just checking, because I'm the
Yeah.
It's wasn't what I thought I was going to do, but
Yeah.
what I do is marketing in one degree or another. So Are you originally from Wichita, Erin?
No, I'm actually a transplant. So I moved here in 2008. So I'm from the Pacific Northwest. So I grew up in Washington State and then started my college experience in Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
And actually I've known for a long time I wanted to be a marketer, because when I went to college in Portland, I actually went to become a youth pastor.
Okay.
To serve as youth ministries and work with the church. And first year went great, did my normal undergrad stuff, spent the summer at a camp in Alaska. And during junior high week, I called the school and changed my major. I was like, this is not for me. This is more like I enjoy it for fun. I don't want to do this for a living. So I changed over to the business department.
Right.
And that next year, I ended up doing an internship. The school did an internship with General Motors, where it was an event-based marketing project. And I went to a very small private Christian college in Portland, and they needed more help to pull off this event. So I volunteered with that, and we put on this car show, and I ended up buying one of the cars. We did so good, I sold myself a car. But the school ended up placing in the top 5 across the country for the event. And I really fell in love with marketing then. I didn't continue it right then, though, because I was in school, met my husband, we started having kids. I didn't go to school for 7 years.
Right.
So in 2008, he wanted to move. He's from here. He wanted to move back to Wichita. And I was like, okay, I'm open to it.
You were so excited about moving to Wichita.
We visited multiple times.
Okay.
But I did a little research and found at that time, Wichita State had a marketing major. And in 2008, it actually wasn't common for it to be a major. It was typically a minor at all the schools, at least that I was looking at around us in Washington. So I said, okay, if we move to Wichita, I want to go to school full time and I want to finish my degree. So we did that in 2008. I graduated from Wichita State in 2010 with my degree in marketing. And I've been in marketing since then.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what is it about marketing that you find most interesting?
There's a few things about it that I really like. So I really like that it ties my creative self with my analytical, results-driven self. So it's connecting both parts of my brain for me. I love connecting people with things.
Right.
So just naturally, if I find something I like or event I want to go to, or I always tell people that's just kind of normal. Like, I found this new product, I found this thing. Did you know there's this app? Did you know and so I get to do that. So for me, marketing has never been anything, there's kind of a negative connotation to it about being salesy.
Right.
And all marketing is connecting people with resources.
Right.
Whatever those resources are. Now, how you choose to connect people can be what's perceived as that kind of salesy kind of thing. I really do it in a conversational kind of less formal way. And hopefully you see that in the museum's marketing, that we're kind of just, there's this cool stuff, we want to tell you about it. We hope you connect with it. If you don't, that's okay. Maybe you'll connect with the next thing. That's our goal.
Right. Well, and I tell people that, sales has a bad rap because of salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
Salespeople created a bad rap for sales.
Yeah.
But most of us that are small business owners or have a passion for what we do, whether it be sales or marketing, and I think they're two different things. They do overlap a lot, but I think marketing is basically telling people about the promise that you're offering, right? So branding is, this is our promise. Marketing is, this is more about our promise. And sales is making sure that we're taking care of that promise and showing you how to get that promise. And that's just something that I'd heard years ago, and it sort of stuck with me. But the thing is, you show me somebody that hasn't been marketed to or isn't affected by advertising or marketing, I'll show you a naked dude living under the bridge, right? Because whether it be the shirt I wear, I have a huge Croc collection. I have them all around me. They're ugly but I love what you can do with them. Like I had some made the other day that have the little poop emoji with sunglasses. So I'm marketed to. I'm one of the best people to market to because I am ready to buy. If I think it sounds good, let's do it. And I can afford it. That's what marketing is all about. Is waking me up to the concept that I didn't even know it existed. And I loved. I know you probably weren't involved back then, but when Exploration Place, the one that got me was the marketing they did for the Star Wars exhibit a few years ago. That, and I'm a big Star Wars nerd. I mean, I can't recite the lines. I just love the movies, right? And so that run really grabbed me. And then they did something with dinosaurs or T-Rex or something that sticks in my mind back in the day. So how did you end up at Exploration Place, which is where you're at now?
Yeah. So after I graduated with my undergraduate, at that point, I was actually working for Dean and DeLuca, which is synonymous with a New York brand. But at that point, it was headquartered out of Wichita. And so I was working in their e-commerce department doing an internship. I'd graduated. I was like, okay, I got to give up the internship. I need a job. I need to, move to the next step.
Yeah.
So I took a position with a children's dentist office in Wichita and that was a lot more grassroots marketing. So it was going into schools, because it was dentist office that accepted state medical insurance. And so I was trying to find the people that had that medical insurance. So I actually really loved getting to do that because, again, you're connecting people with resources that they need. So here's a place that takes this insurance, that welcomes it, that thrives on that's what we serve. And so I got to go into schools and do toothbrush demos, and I got to go to food banks and meet people, and I got to go to community events. And I loved that part of my job, and I loved marketing. From there, I went to a clinic. So I've jumped around industries quite a bit, but at the heart of it all, it's still marketing. So the tools that I use are the same, even though the industry changed.
I would say that jumping industries as a marketer gives you more power, gives you more skills, gives you more experience. I'll tell people, I try and put businesses that are not alike together to share marketing, right? Because if you've got a plumber and he's doing a certain type of marketing, and you've got a food truck and he's doing a certain type of marketing, sometimes they can learn from each other. Just
absolutely,
them doing a one-on-one and sitting down over a coffee or a sandwich and sharing what they do marketing wise. You never know where the next great marketing idea is coming from.
No, I completely agree. Plus, it helps me use those tools and see them in different ways. So I'm not kind of niched into how something works or what works.
That's one of my questions is niche or niche? Niche or niche?
I don't know. And I feel like it's different because sometimes my dialect of growing up in the Pacific Northwest will show up. I've had people, when I first moved here, it was worse because I've been here now a while. Like, you have an accent. I was like, I didn't think so, but okay. I say niche, but
I say niche. Okay, so
I don't know.
I just had Deborah Lee on, right? Deborah Lee, I don't know if you know her, but she's pretty popular in Wichita.
Yeah.
And business coach, writer, author, blogger, that sort of stuff. And she's a niche person. And I said, well, I think if I was keeping hashtags, I think it's about 50-50, and you've like leveled it back out again. So that's great. So, well, what's one of the funnest marketing. I don't know about you, but I watch billboards and ads, and I'm watching the ads for the marketing stuff. Like, I didn't ever go to school for marketing, but I left school at 15 and started my first business. So marketing has always been part of what I love to do, because I was the kid that hid in the library in 8th grade because I couldn't talk to anybody, right? And then now I'm this loud, obnoxious, Australian by birth, American by choice, right? I love America. I love the opportunities it gives people with all its flaws, right? You know, we as humans are flawed. The country's flawed too. But in general, I love what it's done. But I love watching the ads and reading newspaper, magazine ads, and looking at online. Does anything like that grab you, and you've ever been impressed from a marketing standpoint?
Oh, yeah. I see the world through that lens now.
Right.
So I'm constantly looking at things from a branding standpoint, or the call to action, or yeah, because I nerd out over it. Yeah.
Do you have one?
Do I have any one specific thing? Well, one specific marketing thing that I've seen recently that I just loved, and I loved it because it blew up in a way that I don't think they expected, was actually the Kansas Humane Society.
Okay.
So they put up this really funny, a little edgy idea of doing the Only Pause thing with trying to raise money. And if you give us money, we're going to show you pictures of all these little pets' feet, and going off the OnlyFans premise. That's a little risky. Like, it could have gone either way as far as people liked it or not. I thought it was hilarious. And it blew up. And I know it blew up in a way they didn't expect, because they promised they'll put out like 10 more pictures for every $100.
Right.
Well, I'm sure they never expected it to get into, because I'm thinking they're like, okay, here's installment number 147. They didn't expect that. So, and to see how it was picked up, and I shared it, my friends were sharing it, everyone's laughing. It's clever. I'm not sure who's there right now, but I noticed their marketing is taking a different spin. Just a little spin, yeah. And I'm really enjoying watching what they're doing.
Right. Yeah, and I've seen that too. I was given a talk the other night on marketing and branding, and we were going, I was driving around, and I'm down in Nashville currently building a business, but I have businesses in Wichita and property and kids, and, you know, still have a love for Wichita. And in fact, I'm bragging on Wichita more now that I'm traveling around than I am, you know, that you run into when you live there. But I'm like, no, Wichita has so much going for it. Like, it's crazy. And so we did this talk on marketing, right? And the whole Bud Light episode, if you're listening to this 5 years from now, then it's already happened and gone and whatever. And they said, oh, like, no, not from the standpoint of whether you agree with what they did, but just from the marketing standpoint. As a marketer, I compared it to New Coke back in the day, right? Now, I wasn't, 85, which is when New Coke came out, I was still in Australia. But New Coke destroyed a lot of brand loyalty with Coke drinkers because it was not the same recipe. They were trying to compete with Pepsi. But it turns out they actually increased their market share because of all the publicity, right?
Yeah.
And then when you look at Bud Light, somebody had a agenda that they wanted to push, whether it was positive or negative, that's not what we were talking about. But it destroyed $2 billion worth of market share because they forgot who their main audience was. And the leader was trying to change the audience. But for me, it's like, I've got a friend that's trying to market, he does websites, and his websites are $5,000 to $10,000. So that's a certain type of clientele. Yeah. I said, there's a lot of clientele out there that just need a one-page website, that they're paying Yellow Pages a lot of money for the one-page website. And if they stop paying them, it goes away. I said, there's people out there that need that $500,000, $1,500 website. He's like, yeah, I would love to help them, but I don't want it to hurt my brand. I said, create another brand. Division, right? Have a different budget web design, you know, just target that market, offshoot it to a third level company or you know, a white label that can do it. And so I think sometimes as marketers, we see some solutions, we see some different things that other people don't see. Now, some of that stuff like Bud Light, she didn't know it was going to go like that, or she probably wouldn't have done it. Hindsight is 2020. You know, my most favorite marketing thing I've ever done? This. It's a plastic foot I ordered off Amazon, right?
Okay.
Put it in a box, put a couple of brownies underneath it. Actually, I put a sticker on the brownies that said, just trying to score some brownie points. Put this in the box, put a note on top that says, hey, I want to be totally transparent with you. My name's Ed Fox. I'm just trying to get a foot in the door. just dig around in the box. I sent you a few goodies. I got the meeting. I did it 3 times, and I sold one account, and it was an $8,000 account, which for me was pretty big at the time. And the other time, guy said, "Look, I'm selling the business. I'll meet with you because I love what you did, but I'm not your guy." And then the third one, I don't think the guy ever got it or the lady ever got it because they never opened. I never heard back from them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy. I like doing that outrageous marketing stuff, right? Is there anything that you've ever done in the fields that you've done that you were particularly, what's the word? Not impressed with yourself, or what am I trying to say? Where you just thought that was pretty cool, and that your idea to implementation.
Yeah. So I've been at Exposition Place now for 2 years in July.
Right.
And I came from a naturopathic oncologist office.
Okay.
It's completely different. And everybody's like, your job is so fun. It must be so fun to work at Exposition Place. And I was like, well, I'm fun adjacent.
Right.
Because I'm near the fun.
Right.
I'm not typically the one doing the fun, having the fun, because I'm still building an email but where I think something that's gone really well for us and that I've personally loved to lean into who I am personally is when we do these special events. And we did, for the first one that really went well was we did Hocus Pocus. We showed it in the Dome around Halloween, and writing the description. I watched the movie, and as I watched the movie, it took me several hours to watch a movie because I kept stopping and writing down a line that I thought was funny, and then turning that into the description and really leaning into that part of me that is a fan of that movie. And so where I try to come from when stuff comes to the museum, I've learned I need to experience it. I need to fall in love with it. And then it just becomes very easy to organically share that joy for it and tell it and show it in different ways and connect people. And that event went viral for us, not viral in the big scheme of the internet, but it went viral and it sold out the first day. We sold out 5 shows in the first day, which was new for us. And so since then, we sell out most of our events. Ironically, the next year we did the exact same event and it flopped so bad. It just bombed. We could barely sell tickets. We cut shows. We kind of learned that our audience wants the new and the next and the whatever. So we turned around and we did Harry Potter all last summer, and almost all 16 showings sold out. Wow. We're doing Greatest Showman right now. Again, leaning into the fact, I'm project manager. I got to design the actual event, to plan it, to pick the things, and because I love that movie, we're leaning in. I gather all my people, all my Harry Potter nerds. We got together and we talked about it, and what parts do you love, and would this make you happy? And if I did this, would it meet your expectations? And try to just really make it stuff that people enjoy and they're going to talk about. What are those wow moments?
Yeah, the fan favorites, right?
Yes.
The fan things that and I know British humor isn't as popular with all of America, but there is a good segment of America that likes Doctor Who, and then there's a good segment that likes Monty Python, right? Yes. I mean, there's guys that can quote those lines, American friends of mine that can quote lines off Monty Python, and I would like to see something like that. For us in Australia, it was Rocky Horror Picture Show, where have midnight showings and doing all sorts of. Might be a little bit too much for Wichita, but you never know. We
get asked for it frequently. Right.
Yeah,
I don't know if that'll become something we end up. Right now, we don't feel like we're ready to take, because that's an expected level.
Right.
Because that show's been doing it that way. People have been doing that show that way.
What?
So maybe we're getting there. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
this is a good example of how we change our marketing. Those events, we actually don't market to kids at all.
Right.
So the Hocus Pocus was dominantly adults. We're doing more and more events that are adults only, are literally 21 plus, that have alcohol, that have whatever. And those events are the ones that go nuts and sell out. The kids events we do, the ones, Pancakes with Santa or whatever, those are the ones I got to hustle to get those tickets sold.
Right.
And I think part of it's because there's a lot of opportunity there. But I think the museum is serving that for the people that want. And then we're able to leverage all the cool stuff the museum can do and the people that work here can do and provide this niche experience.
There you go.
And so, but we are definitely changing and I've had to learn as a marketer, it's okay that not everyone likes what I'm offering. So when someone comments I don't like Pink Floyd, well, me either, but I don't dislike them, but okay, this isn't for you. That's okay. We're going to do this for the people that are into it. Or you should have done Star Wars, not Harry Potter. Right. Okay. Exactly. We'll think about that and kind of, but for now we're going to focus on this and move forward. Yeah.
Well, if you ever need an Australian voice for some sort of like Australian
Okay.
show or something, let me know.
All right.
I'll help you out. Now, is Exploration Place, is that its own 501c3, or is it a city council?
It is its own 501c3. We are supported a lot by the county. So it's the Sedgwick County Science and Discovery Place. Yes. They contribute every year to help us financially be able to provide programming and some of the things that we're doing, but it is its own entity. Yes.
Okay. And so as a 501c3, what is the biggest need you guys have right now?
Well, I think that people don't realize about Exploration Place, and I did not until I worked here, is how much we are doing. So we have this big museum that is constantly changing. We have new exhibits. We're talking about the outdoor and how we're changing that space. We have live shows every day doing science stuff, which is really exciting and cool. The Dome Theater. But what I didn't know we do have summer camps. Like that's the noise behind me right now. We have, I think, 1,100 kids this summer coming through this building for summer camps. That's cool. And most people kind of realize that. This year, we're at over 30 different sites around the state hosting summer camps in their city. So last year we took it to local areas like Andover and Mulvane. And this year, though, we're out in Western Kansas in 26 places that don't have camps, those kids don't get this stuff. So that's really cool. During the school year, we have our education team doesn't do stuff in the museum as much as they go out. So they go into classrooms. So my son's was in grade school the last couple of years. Every week he had Miss Erica came to his class and did science projects and taught them about science. And he did that for 4th and 5th grade. We do kits, so we put together science stuff and we give it to kids in the hospital. So they have something to do and a way to learn and a way to be entertained during that. We put out videos for the school district that they can use in their curriculum. That stuff is stuff that people don't see. A lot of that stuff is either funded by, it's grant funded, it's low cost. We have free GSK science days where we just go for a day into a community and offer a free like day camp. That kind of stuff is the stuff that really needs the support because it's not ticketed stuff always. So summer camps, sure, but the rest of the stuff, we're not charging the kid in the hospital to bring them science. We're providing that for them as one of the things that we do. So that's a big need for us. And then our biggest project right now is our outdoor space. So this has been in the Wichita Eagle. You can find the articles on our website if someone wants to catch up on that. We'll be talking more about it this fall, but Exploration Place is expanding and we're kind of limited on what we can do inside. So we're going outside. We have this big area of land and we're wanting to make an interactive kind of playscape that brings in science, that brings in play and brings in learning and makes this something that will actually elevate all of Wichita. So yes, it'll make Exploration Place cooler, but it's going to make Wichita cooler. So we're going to be able to compete nationwide as having one of the coolest playscapes, which is a new word to me, a playscape that it's not a playground, it's more than that. And it's going to rival the one for sure in Tulsa. So the physical blueprint of the playground area, the interactives, we have the same amount of space that they do as their playground area. So it's going to be really exciting. That's something definitely to watch for. And I think over the next couple of months, you'll start seeing a significant more information. We're going to be putting out the actual plans. We've hired the architects. Like it's happening. This is happening for Wichita because of Wichita and it's the support of the organizations and, our people involved here. Yeah.
Are you a business owner tired of paying cash for everything you do? There's a better way to get what you need without breaking the bank. It actually avoids the bank. Introducing Trade Bank of Wichita. Trade Bank helps businesses reduce expenses by exchanging your business's used goods and services for what you need without using cash. Plus, with Trade Bank, you'll have access to a network of businesses eager to trade with you, bringing in new opportunities for growth and success. Sometimes barter is smarter with Trade Bank. Apply today at wichita.tradebank.com.
So if somebody wants to help, what's the best way that the average Wichitan could help Exploration Place?
Be a member.
Okay.
Number one thing is get a membership to Exploration Place. $85 gets you a year membership. So you get all the benefits of it, but it helps us not just financially, but it helps the support of, they're the ones that go out there and help talk about it and share it with people. They're the ones that are going to be inviting people, and they're like our brand ambassadors. And our membership is growing, and we try really hard to make sure that our members know how much we appreciate them through the things that we give them by keeping the membership low. The intention is to not raise that membership price with all the stuff that we're adding.
How many members does Exploration Place average in a year? You know,
Our current, we currently have about 9,000 families.
Okay. And how many families live in Wichita?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know.
A lot more than 9,000.
A lot more. There's plenty of room for growth, for sure.
Yeah. So you could double the membership. So if we set a goal to double the membership, we could do that in the next 3 to 5 years. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your challenge, folks. Double the $85 a year is it for a family?
The whole family.
Oh, wow. Guys, come on. Go give them $85, get a membership. And the members can go, is that like a season pass? They can go in whenever you're open?
For the whole year, yes. And then we do
non-ticketed events, non-ticketed.
Right. There are the special events are something separate. We always give discounts on those to members. Right. It also lets you get in an hour early every morning during the summer. So when it's hectic and the front ticket line is backed up at 10 a.m., you can scoot right past it from 9 to 10, which is awesome.
There you go.
So there's other perks that we have. We have special member only events throughout the year. There's a lot of things. We really appreciate our members. We want them to know that. So we give them lots of opportunities of the year to enjoy the space that they're a part of outside of normal ticket stuff.
So I'm having this little guy made, right? It's going to be a special ed. So folks, you'll have to watch the video clip for this. But he's going to be a special ed non-bobblehead doll. He does his head. And he's going to have a button there with 101 dad jokes. Right?
Oh, that's funny. That's great.
And so every time you press the button, that's the plan. So far they've built the model. They're meant to put the voice box in it. I've recorded all the audio. We'll see how it comes out. But, maybe it could be a member benefit. Maybe I give them a discount if they buy a membership. So
that's right.
But so somebody said to me, I said, what sort of would be the best price to put on that? And they said, you could sell 10 at a discount and have it be $17.76. As a marketer, wearing the American flag shirt and the American Crocs, that really appeals to me. You're right, $17.76. Why not?
Yeah.
That'd be good. Yes. I think a lot of people don't know. You said earlier, as a marketer, you like to market things you believe in, right? It's a lot easier as a marketer if we believe in things. So sometimes I will become an affiliate of whatever product or service I'm using. Like I pay for Canva Pro, right? So I can make all these backgrounds and stuff. Now, I'm not an affiliate. I don't make any money off it, but I brag on Canva all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Crocs, same thing. I don't make any money off Crocs, but I brag on Crocs all the time. I use like a send out card program, where you can mail out cards to everybody. And I became an affiliate because I brag on them anyway. So people go, well, was the marketing first? No. Me using the product and falling in love with it. And now you've been at Exploration Place long enough that you probably, you have your favorite things that go on, like you said.
Yeah.
It's easy because you believe in the product that you can put in the time and market to people. You're not selling snake oil or, pills that don't work. You're selling them on the idea. You're marketing to them all these wonderful things that Wichita can do, which leads us into when you're not working, and I already know what they are, but your Wichita wows. What are the wows for you around Wichita? Like the hidden gems of Wichita.
So I work in Wichita. I love working in Wichita, and I love working downtown. It's been a really neat experience to be down here. I don't live in Wichita, though. I actually live outside of Wichita in Mulvane.
Okay.
And I love being a part of that small community. I've loved raising my kids there. But one of my wows definitely is a little jewel that we have in Mulvane. It's the Jane's Landing coffee shop. So she started it 4 or 5 years ago. Right. She's done a wonderful job building that into something that is just very, very special. Staying true to what she wanted it to be and who they are. Everything in that shop is handmade. So all of the milk alternatives and the syrups and all those things. And it's very interesting. And she's also really great to follow I follow her on Instagram is where I enjoy her the most. She's just got it's just a great aesthetic that I love following Jane's Landing. So that is definitely what it's worth driving for.
There you go. Mulvane. I love Mulvane. Rowan's Flower Shop is Mulvane too, right?
Yes.
I love Rowan's.
Yes.
I thought she was going to change the name, but I guess she decided to just keep
Triumph Flower Company. Yeah.
Triumph Flower Company. That's
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
I forget her name. Like
Kimberly DeWald.
Kimberly DeWald. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I delivered Mother's Day flowers for her one day when she was the driver, because I live in Hayesville, so we still got property in Hayesville. And my kids, three of my kids, well, my son and his wife, and then my daughter all live in Hayesville. And then we have businesses in Wichita. We own a barter exchange. We own a coffee machine repair business, and my own a coffee shop as well. So yeah. Okay, so we've got that in Mulvane. That is great information. It's the Jane's Landing Coffee Shop, 1002 North 2nd.
Yeah,
I got it here somewhere. Yeah, there it is, North 2nd Avenue. Okay, another one.
So this one I don't feel like is so hidden because I think it's well known, but I would be remiss to not mention where I go to lunch every single week, at least once a week, because I really miss it in between, and it's Little Saigon. I love going in there.
I have heard so much about this restaurant and have lived in Wichita for 30 years and have never been.
I love it for two reasons. So it's newer since I've moved downtown, because I had a place that I loved going to near my old job, but it's like 20 minutes from here. So I had to find a new place. The food is delicious. I quite enjoy it. For me, it's really great because I can get exactly what I want, and it happens to be gluten-free, which is I have to have. And so that's really awesome. And it's super, super good food. And I also love the people that work there. So they actually know me. They know what I like. They know I don't like cilantro in mine, but I want the hot mustard. And every time I go in there, they're like, "Hi, we haven't seen you," and that stuff that will keep me coming back. I have a strong belief that people want to be seen. Yeah. So if that's knowing my name at the coffee shop, or if that's even that recognition, even if they don't know my name, I don't care about that. But just that smile of, "Oh, hey, I recognize you." That's really important to me. So I love Little Saigon. Hot tip is to go 12:30 or later. If you go at 12, it's packed. So I like to go a little bit later and go and enjoy. And sometimes I sit by myself, and sometimes I invite friends. But it is one of my favorite places to go.
It's funny. I head up Broadway, and every time I think about stopping at Little Saigon, I see Kim Lan up in the distance. And I love their Vietnamese sandwiches. They have a crusty bread roll that is just hard to beat. And I used to be a big fan of artichoke with the Nancy's number 8. It's really good. But I go to Kim Lan and I get their barbecue pork sandwich, and it is delicious. I throw the jalapeno in the trash, but I love that crunchy French bread. But I've got to get to Little Saigon. Okay, that's going on my list for the next time I eat up that way. It's going to have to be them. So that is great. So thanks for sharing that again.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, even though it's not a hidden gem to us, there's people in Wichita that have never been there.
Yeah. Or it's because, I haven't been in a long enough time.
Right.
I'm not reminded about stuff.
I love the little rivalry between, Saigon and Little Saigon, that they get into.
I'm very biased. I'm very much Little Saigon for me.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, and now this third one, not a surprise, but lay it on us anyway.
Okay, so I said at this one, I might be biased, but it is sincere. So one thing that I think people don't realize is how cool the store is at Exploration Place. So it is the Explore store. It is, I think they think of it as like a museum gift shop. It's so much more than just a museum gift shop. It is a legitimate store to go buy the coolest toys that we're getting in more and more Wichita themed, Wichita centric merchandise. So if you want to buy a gift for someone, if you want to pick up some Wichita merch to send, or you have someone visiting, and you don't have to visit the museum to come. So just come in through the lobby, take a left, just ignore. And if anybody says anything, just say I'm going to the store. It's like no big deal. Right. But you don't got to go through the ticket counters or whatever. So it's open, and we're open a lot. Like the museum will close 3 days a year. Right. So we're here for when you guys have stuff. And there are hundreds of individual SKUs in that store. It is packed full of cool stuff, and it changes frequently. We do have an online store, which we built this last year. It is cool. It's got 300 or 400 products on it. So if you can't make it into the store, you can shop there, which is neat. But the in-person, I am a gift shop kind of person though. If there's a gift shop, I will be going. If there's a gift shop, I will be buying. Like, I really enjoy them. I love retail.
Okay.
So if I
I
weren't
love
doing what I'm doing now, I love retail. I love e-commerce. I still study it and learn about it a lot. I listen to a podcast every week about e-commerce, and I have an LLC where I do some of it just as a place to play and use that skill. But no, I'm biased towards the Explore Store. It's a really good place to go and check out and support, because it does support the mission of the museum, the camps, the other things that we talk about. That's another way to support us. And there's a misnomer that it's expensive. It's not expensive. Those 400 products we put on the store, I did that. And when I did that, I went and looked at Amazon. I went and looked at different places because I needed to get descriptions and pictures. And some of the products are a little more, but some of them are less. Like, don't let Jeff Bezos lure you with 2-day shipping. Come here and support something that's really great. Plus, you can touch it and feel it and see what the quality is, which is you can't do on Amazon. It doesn't show up in a plastic stack from, wherever, but it's real people here that you're supporting, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, we need to come up with some Kansas products that I could sell to the shop, because that'd be fun too.
Yeah.
I'm a big dad joker, and I haven't laid any dad jokes on you today.
I know.
Really odd for me. Your story is so interesting, and I knew we were going to be hard pressed for time, that I just wanted to get through it. And I still haven't touched on an important thing that I said, be sure to ask about this. So we've done the hidden gems. We've talked about Exploration Place enough. Let's talk about your award.
Oh, yeah.
2023 Marketer of the Year through the Wichita American Marketing Association. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I cried.
Right?
I found out a few days ahead of time, and I had to keep it a secret.
Right. Oh, man, that would have
been... And I'm glad I knew ahead of time, because I did cry.
Right. Yeah, but as a marketer, I would be wanting to tell everybody. So is that something you had to be nominated for and then voted on by their board or by their membership, or how does that work?
So the Marketing Association, which if you are a marketer, join the Marketing Association.
Right.
At minimum, go to their luncheons and stuff. You meet other marketers. I'm inspired by them. They do these awards every year, and you can submit your work. And we also won 3 other awards that night for our work, which I'm equally proud of, because they're things that we worked really hard on. So it's nice to be recognized for them. But then you do submit nominations for Marketer of the Year. I nominated myself. I had my boss nominate me, and I had our president nominate me, because the biggest thing I'm going to tell you right now, you don't get what you don't ask for. Right. So I earned it because who cares if I nominated myself? You earn it based on the work that you did. It is not chosen by anybody in Wichita. They actually send all of the applications. They send to us like a sister chapter, partner chapter,
right? Which
is really cool. I don't even know which chapter it was, but it's a very unbiased looking at what that submission was, and they choose them. So we came away, we were really shocked to walk away with 4 awards that night, including the Marketer of the Year.
Right. Well, and that's one of the things I love about America. So born in Australia, so I say Australian by birth, American by choice, which I've already said earlier, but that's just it. As a marketer, if you're not marketing yourself,
yeah,
do you not believe in yourself? Right. So I have no problem whatsoever about any of those things, but then to be recognized from it, it's one thing to nominate yourself, but you can't award yourself.
Right.
I gave myself the award for being the best dressed Australian American, whatever. Yeah. I think Nicole Kidman or Keith Urban probably beat me out on it. But that's very exciting. And then, you've won a bunch of other stuff, which I talked about in your bio. So what's next for you, Erin?
I don't know. Because if you asked me 2 years ago, where was I going to be? I would never have thought here,
Yeah.
So I don't know where I'll be. So we have some stuff coming up here at the museum. So I'm excited about that and my involvement in what that would look like. But I don't know.
Okay.
I'm open.
So, hey, it's been great having you on the show. I have one last question I've been asking people. If you got asked to give your elevator pitch on why Wichita, why should somebody move to Wichita? So I'm putting you on the spot. I didn't pre-warn you, so I'll be interested to hear. I did it with Deborah Lee this morning. I thought, that's good. That's going to stay.
Yeah.
So give me your 30-second pitch. I'm I'm living in, I don't know, Michigan or something. I don't know. And I want somewhere warmer. So Kansas is kind of a bit warmer than Michigan. We still get a bit of snow, but what's your 30-second pitch on why it'd be great to move a family and why they should live in Wichita?
So we did this. So we moved to Wichita for opportunity. And that is still how I would register. We've been here, 13 years, 15. It is opportunity. I had the opportunity to go to really good schools, Wichita State and Fringe University for my undergraduate and my MBA. I had the opportunity to get involved in organizations, the opportunity to learn from other people, the opportunity to be involved in things around me, to volunteer for a planning commission in Mulvane and for different organizations. And there is so much opportunity here, and it's so reachable because the people let it be reachable, the economy lets it be reachable, the layout of the city and the thoughtfulness there. It is a wonderful place to raise our family. We are never bored. That's one thing that I hate hearing is Wichita's boring. It is I think they're boring. I think if you can't find something to do in Wichita, you should reassess what you're doing there. Because we're constantly having to roll things out. We can't do everything. And if for some reason we have a weekend free, then we go to different places and get to experience different things. We go to Oklahoma City a lot, and Tulsa and Kansas City, and there's so much to do. We're going to the Pacific Northwest this week. I'm going to be gone all next week. I'm so excited, and I'm constantly move to Wichita, you guys. You can afford a house here. You can afford to live here.
Yes,
there's great jobs, and I'm a huge fan of Wichita. As much as I love home, and I'll be glad to visit, this is where we still choose to be.
Right, exactly. And I would add to that with, like you said, within a couple of hours of Wichita, if you get bored of Wichita, I mean, just Hutch, like a 40 minutes away, you've got the, a Cosmosphere?
Yep.
Yeah. And
Cosmosphere.
You've got the salt mines. I mean, you've got the cinnamon rolls at Yoda Crossing.
Here's a little known thing. If you are a member of Exploration Place, your Exploration Place card gets you in free to 300 other museums in the country, which includes the Cosmosphere. It includes Oklahoma City Science Museum. It includes the one in Tulsa, the one in Science City in Kansas City. So just by paying your $84 here, we're going to go to the one in Seattle and Portland.
That would be a good trivia thing to do through Insta or Twitter or Facebook, right? Where pick which one of these places does your membership get you into?
Okay, I'm gonna do it. You'll see it on our stuff.
All of them, all of them, right? And then do it like you could do it you could keep doing it. All of them. And then you do like a little vertical video scroll that lists all 300 places. Remember Sally Struthers when she used to take these courses, you can become a bike mechanic and this and this and this. And it was late night TV in the 90s. And she read off like this entire list. You need somebody that could read like the entire 3.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't that be
It's cool? 16 pages of a PDF.
Right. So 3 pages of a PDF that talks about all the different places you could take this and have it as a reel. What's the max a reel can be? Can it be 3 minutes? Maybe it's a TikTok. You can be
TikTok's up to 10 now.
Oh, wow. So you could do that or a YouTube Shorts. But anyway, so something like that, because I had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. So
and in Kansas, we have Sunflower Summer. We're the only state that does that.
You have what?
Sunflower Summer. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay, so if you have a kid that's in grade school, kindergarten through 12th grade,
right?
You can download this free app that the state started 2021, and it's going, and if they've added to the budget for the next couple of years. Okay. You download, and there's 100 different places you can go for free this summer, which includes 15 Wichita attractions, including Exploration Place, and it is literally free. And no other state does that. So you can go. We're going to Kansas City on Friday. We're like, oh, well, what's in the Sunflower Summer app? We can go do something cool for free.
Right.
So, and we have that. I wish Wichita or Kansas would get that out more, because I feel like that's kind of a leading edge thing in the country that we only talk about within Kansas. But how cool is that?
That is cool. And especially
they did that to help with kids after pandemic.
Right. So with social media, we can spread that out.
Yeah.
It's never been a greater time for a marketer to have access to the social media that we have now. Well, Erin, it's been great having you on the show. You and I could talk. Here's a question. If I do a marketing panel that's just marketing, that's just talking to marketers, about marketers, from marketers. Would you come back on and do that for me?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. That'd be great. Hey, thanks for being on the show. And
Hey.
we'll have all of Erin's contact information in the show notes and all about Exploration Place. And maybe we'll even get that list of 300 places and we'll put that in the show note too. I think we only get 5,000 characters, so we'll see when we run out. Thanks again for being on the show. Folks, make sure you subscribe, follow, like, share, and go buy a dadgum membership from Exploration Place. It's $85. Come on. Thanks, Erin.
Hey, thank you. Bye.
You found it, the Wichita Wow podcast with your host, Ed Fox. We'll be talking to Wichitans about the things they love about their city and what they themselves are doing in their community. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Thanks for listening.